Evening Bob. Lined up and off. With Alo Al Kawanij just having to be rousted away from the starting stalls for this, the Skew Selects Expert Tips by Bet UK Novice Stakes. And early on, Sweet William with up towards the outside at Banderas. They are the leading pair as they race left-handed around the opening turn. They're closely tracked by Al Azmak, and out a bit wider the grey horse is St. George. Then the newcomer, Alo Al Kawanij, who's up the inside of Rock and Roll Pinky, and Clear White Light. Back on the flat at this evening is the early back marker as they venture on out towards the far side of the track and about to run towards the final mile of their journey. And it is Sweet William under Rab Havlin who shows in front. It didn't look the easiest to steer around the turn at times there, particularly coming off the final corner of it. He's still pursued closely by Banderas, who was such an eye-catching fifth on his race course introduction at Newcastle prior to Christmas. And then along the inside, Al Azmak is racing in third, with out a bit wider, a further neck behind St. George. And then comes Alo Al Kawanij ahead of Rock and Roll Pinky, and Clear White Light continues at the back of the field. Moving on now past the halfway stage of this 6 o'clock race, and it is Sweet William, who's finished at second in both of his career starts so far, and just chivied into the bridle from time to time by Robert Havlin. Stalked out of the back straight by the favourite Banderas, who moves well. Back in third is Al Azmak, and then in fourth at St. George in the hands of Oishin Murphy, who's made it in time for race 2, as they're now coming around the top bend and galloping back towards the final 3 furlongs. Alo Al Kawanij is moving all right towards the inside of Rock and Roll Pinky, who comes with a run around the wide outside, and Clear White Light is now shaken up, the back marker of the 7. Under 3 furlongs left to go. Banderas trying to launch an attack on Sweet William. Al Azmak away to the right is also now trying to get involved. Further back to St. George. The grey is picking up quite well away to the left as they head down inside the 2. And Banderas in the centre. Sweet William on the right, on the left, and looking a match for the 2 of them is St. George. And then comes Al Azmak, but it's St. George who's moved to the front here from Sweet William. No more from Banderas back in third. Sweet William trying hard to come back at St. George into the final 50 yards. St. George and Sweet William in that order. It goes to St. George. St. George got there under Oishin Murphy, beat Sweet William. Further back to Banderas and Al Azmak.